Hey, finger guns and stuff. Welcome to this evening's session. Welcome to this evening's session of Galitaia, which I hope everyone is super excited for and stuff. I know that I am. Before we get started, I guess, does anyone have any announcements to make?
Since he doesn't feel like talking, I'll say it. Mike's awesome.
That's true.
No,
Less awesome
still
today
awesome.
is Mike types. He's feeling a wee bit ill, so he might be a bit quiet. We will see how that goes. Any other announcements from anybody?
Well, are we allowed to, boost other games?
Yes, absolutely. Do that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curse of Strahd will be back this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Yes. On Critical Mole's channel, and then later that evening, you will have For Science Crew here at Dungeon Crawls. So, 2 games on one day.
For Science Crew, I haven't watched the Curse of Strahd game, but For Science Crew is worth checking out for sure. Anyone else?
Oh my god, we're insane.
Mike and I still have our Saturday game as well. At 9 p.m. Eastern on Metal God's channel. Which, I don't know if he's still in there. Yeah.
Sweet.
While we're at it, go to the Dungeon Crawl YouTube page. Watch Whitecliff stuff. There's at least one more up that might have a death in it.
It might, and it's not me.
Yeah, surprisingly, I'm on my second character, and neither of them died.
Wow.
I got bit by a snake.
Was it a flying snake though?
No, but it was humongous. Its fang was 18 inches long.
But we did almost tame a Deinonychus and name it Nufferflutter, so...
No, Grubbernutter.
Grubbernutter, thank you.
Perfect.
I love you nerds so much.
We rolled really well on animal handling. And also I was super excited because we got to actually roll animal handling. That never happens.
I didn't think about that roll when I went to do what I did. Because if I had, I probably wouldn't have done it.
You got a low one?
You rolled fine.
Well, I got a 1, but I rolled a 15. So
That's pretty good.
Look, man, I was just really hyped that animal handling actually came up.
Alright, and one thing for me, I put up a new homebrew pack last week, in case anyone wasn't aware or missed announcements last week. My Draconic Archetypes pack, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know
it's super fucking rad!
High praise there.
I desperately want to play it at some point.
What's your favorite one? Which one do you want to play, VV?
Oh, Dragon Ranger. 100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually interested in that too.
Have you ever wanted to ride a dragon? No, you can.
I feel like I have to speak for Snicket. No yiffing the dragon.
Yes.
You say that. Also, just total side note. You ever have the realization that Goofy, who's supposed to be a dog, owns Pluto, who is also a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Would a Dragonborn Ranger riding a different dragon be the same thing?
No.
Yeah.
Because a Dragonborn is not a dragon.
It's like a half dragon.
Does that make Goofy Dogborn?
There you go.
Goofy is the dog breed.
Homebrew coming to a DM's guild near you.
It's the Dogborn.
I mean, why not?
Actually,
we got Tabaxi.
Not the Dogborn, but I made a race called the Kalu, which are effectively anthropomorphic wolves.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I kind of did that already, I guess. Anyway, any other announcements?
I'm tired.
Not for long. Cool. If there's nothing from anybody else, a going once, a going twice. Sold. The delightful man in the green t-shirt, sitting in the DM's chair.
There you go.
So then, we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll begin with a recap. So, in the last session, the party was in the city of Corellendale, an independent elven city, very large and well known for its beauty and other things, that was currently under attack by a tiefling rebellion army known as the Datarai. They had effectively they had killed much of the leadership of the rebellion in that city, and escaped to inform the proper leader of the city, Keeper Larai, and captain of the watch, Tomas Kimte. Upon doing so, they were informed that without the leadership of the rebellion, the captain felt that they could, by themselves, go ahead and take the city back, and that the party was free to go on and do what they would elsewhere, that they felt that they would accomplish good things, and that they felt the party might be useful, perhaps assisting in other places. The party decided then, after some discussion, to make their way to Wanlaradel, the capital of Elven territory in the Wanliray Forest, which they did after a brief stop in the small town of Polondon, which much of the party had been to previously. The session ended with the party arriving at Wanlaradel to find a battle ongoing, and that's where we'll go ahead and pick up. And thus, so you guys have made your way through the very dark, somewhat claustrophobic forest, even through the confines, even while traveling along the road from Polondon to Wanlaradel, eventually coming upon the city of Wanlaradel, a gorgeous city with stone and nature and crystal structures and metal structures, all situated at the base of this large canyon that stretches out wide to either side. You can't see the edges of this canyon. It seems to travel through much of the forest. But directly below you is the city. And within the city, you can see the telltale signs of warfare from your high up vantage point. Spells being slung from one side of the small river in the center that flows to the center of the canyon, and thus the center of the city. Same with ranged weaponry, arrows, bolts. You also actually do see what appear to be winged creatures flying about, some mounted. There are all in combat. Smoke rises from buildings. You hear yells and screams from below, now that you are at the edge of the canyon. What do you do?
In terms of the flying things, what do they look like?
So they are, you can actually probably tell, none of them are flying above you. Everything is within the canyon and distinctly staying below the lip. Nothing is going above the lip of the canyon. It is, and they are, go ahead and make a perception check just to see. Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. You're not certain specifically what they are. You actually think they might be wyverns. And they are primarily being ridden by elves.
So we probably don't want to shoot the wyvern.
How about we don't shoot anybody until we get to town?
As a note, the elves are all wearing a sort of a brownish uniform with some blue accents.
Does it look like anything I've ever seen before? I grew up in Greenleaf. I'm not that far from here.
So have you been to Wanlaradel before? Remind me.
I imagine I must have when I went looking for.
And I know for sure that Bree has.
Like right
I'll
after. Yeah, no, I definitely did. It's literally in my backstory.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you
mistyped it and need to change.
You guys are aware that the city of Wanlaradel has an organized military, a small branch of which utilizes wyverns as sort of an airborne division, effectively.
All right. Okay, so I don't know why I'm exactly whispering, but make sure we don't kill the wyverns. They're probably okay.
So you're saying they're better than those other wyverns that we saw before?
Yeah, they're distinctly better than the ones that tried to eat us last time.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, shit.
So don't kill the wyverns.
Yep, don't kill the wyverns. Can I see what the wyverns are fighting?
They appear to be sort of dive bombing, primarily circling and making their way over the south side of the city, with retaliatory attacks coming at them from the same side. By the south side, I mean, so I should clarify, you guys are on the south side of the canyon. There is, distinct city beneath you. There's a river that runs through the middle of the canyon and more city on the other side, on the north side. The wyverns are currently hovering over the south side of the city, and they are attacking that side, and things are attacking them from that side, from the south side. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so all the fights like happening right in front of us?
Closest to you, yes.
Okay.
There are also attacks coming and coming from the north side and being directed to the north side, as a note. So it's not like just the wyverns versus what's beneath them. There's something else on the north side that you gather is allied with the wyverns, or at least that's not attacking the wyverns, or the wyverns aren't attacking them, you're not sure.
So are we just going to stand here and watch them do something, like do whatever they're going to do, or are we going to try and put a stop to the fighting?
I vote we go get involved. I mean, it's always worked out well for us in the past.
And they might not let us in.
I mean, worst case scenario, we get down there, they won't let us in, then just back to literally where we are right now.
I mean, I could get in.
So
well, yeah, and so could I, but okay, so 3 of us could get there. That's
Well,
good.
you could take Carter.
I could. I could also take Zarn.
I could turn Zarn into a newt and then teleport us both inside.
Because Dimension Door goes well every time.
It has literally never gone bad for us.
So, what time of day is it?
It's early afternoon, mid-afternoon, somewhere around there.
Okay. I got a new thing, I want to use it, but it's always during the day.
Do you have night goggles?
No. I can move quicker when it's darker.
Oh.
What are you guys doing?
Going in.
I was going to say, did you actually already do the thing? Norin?
What thing?
You said you were going to turn him into a newt and then teleport in.
Oh no, I have definitely not done that. I could turn into an eagle and then just like have us fly down, but I honestly almost rather save spell slots at this point.
Well,
Looks
why
like
don't we
alright.
walk to the door and see what happens? Or the gate or whatever.
It's not that hard to get down this canyon, right?
Make a
I didn't think I
perception
would say.
check. Are you looking for a way down?
Yes.
Roll perception, anyone.
Anybody else want to get involved in this?
Yeah, I will. 20.
Hey.
Starting to think I might need to roll real dice.
No, man, I never play this. This is the only character that I ever use the roll 20 dice for.
Okay. Bree and Zarn. You do specifically see what looks to be pretty close, so you're not too far. The beginnings of a small sort of winding like walkway stairway that makes its way slowly down the side of the cliff into which appears to eventually reach the bottom of the canyon.
Over here, Norn.
Like, if I turn into an eagle, I can only carry like 2 of you. Also, I feel like if I turn into something that flies, these wyverns are
They're
gonna
liable
like
to shoot
try to
you
eat.
down.
Well, that or the wyverns will try and eat me, and that's also unpleasant. So, you know.
I mean, I would
Definitely
think
none
they
of
would
that.
assume you were an enemy if you just all of a sudden.
Yeah,
start-
that's kind of what I'm at. Let's have this conversation while we're walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
As we're walking, by the way, gonna use. I don't remember if I used it at the end or not, but gonna use an invocation to make myself look like a human. No, an elf.
Okay. Are you going with red hair, green eyes again?
No,
Green hair, red eyes.
Yeah.
no,
You could.
Blue eyes, white
No.
dragon.
no, very pale blonde hair and vivid green eyes, like a tree, like leaves. Very
Okay,
green.
cool. Sounds good. Anyone else doing anything, and you're all just gonna walk down?
Are we trying to be stealthy?
Good question. Are you?
They're making
Fuck
it
no!
ready.
Look, this is one of those few times where I think us just like not rushing in is actually a bad thing.
Yeah, stealthing probably wouldn't do us
Let's
any
just go
benefit.
for it.
You're always stealthy, Zorn.
All right. So the Galitaia gang rushes in then.
I
Yep.
think so.
Or
Yeah.
rushes down.
Norman rushes in.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Cool.
Oh, well, here's
Okay.
a question,
Are you-
actually.
Yes.
But
3 legs behind.
before we run in,
Too late.
are we staying on or getting off the horses?
I
Holy
figured
shit,
we'd
we
get
had
off.
horses?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had
Yeah.
horses.
I
Yeah.
figured we'd get off
I
the
should've
horses
mentioned
because horses and stairs.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gather
yeah.
that the
We'll get them down the
horses have
stairs
a
without getting
hard
back up. It'll be
time going down these steps.
So get off the horses, tie them up at the top of the stairs, and then we run down the stairs. Is that what I'm getting?
Sounds good to me.
Sweet.
just
Cool. Okay, are you guys like dashing down these stairs, or are you just like walking?
Carefully going quickly, I think.
Carefully going quickly. Okay.
Carter's walking, all the rest of them are jogging.
Okay, let me put it this way. Are you going safety first, or are you going speed first?
Nyx is going safety.
honestly,
Bree's
I'm just
lagging
go. I'm
behind in
just
any case, so
going
she
for
might
it.
as well be safe.
Yeah, I'm just going for it. Fuck safety.
There's no
Yeah.
Just
All right.
speed walking every time we go past it. Stop and go back to a normal walk.
Okay, so you guys begin making your way down the stairs without issue after tying the horses up. The battle continues. You see a couple of the wyverns and riders have been taken out of the sky, effectively,
Shit.
sort of screeching downwards and smashing into stones and ground below. It's not a pretty sight. As you continue to descend, I need all 5 of you to make dexterity saving throws for me, please. Walking down this pathway.
Awesome. I'm so good at these.
I'm going to, assuming I'm tripping, I'm going to launch myself off the edge, my levitate, and just glide to the ground like a graceful sugar glider.
Graceful sugar glider.
I can't think of many other gliding creatures.
Okay.
I'll even go like an ungraceful sugar glider.
Actually, all 5 of you are fine. I was just checking for basically crit fails here. But yeah, so Zarn and Norn, you have a couple of scary moments where you travel, but
I'm just like
you're all right.
holding the latch on the cloak, just like ready to go.
Yeah. But yeah, you make it. It's new. Don't pivot. Yeah, you guys managed to make your way. As you get closer and closer down, a couple of things happen. First off, you can see that the people on this side of the river that are firing at the wyverns all appear to be tieflings. Second thing that you notice higher up, a lot of the buildings where you are in this area are damaged in some way. Either you're not sure from what, you get the sense that it could be from arcane things, from wyverns smashing into buildings, from who knows what. Lots of damaged buildings, at least in this area that you're above here. You see immediately beneath you, just to give you an idea of what's actually, hold on, because you could be able to see this. I'm going to move you guys to a map of this city real quick.
Ooh, fancy.
You guys are approximately here, walking down the cliffside. Immediately beneath you, like right up butting against the wall, and extending a few blocks, I guess, insofar as blocks go, are basically homesteads. Just houses. Think of it like suburbs in medieval city land, I guess, right? They appear to be homes and the like. As you get closer to the river, you start to get larger buildings, more impressive architecture, that sort of thing. You also see, spanning sort of near the river, sort of on this more eastern side of what I have labeled as the military complex on the south, a set of large just chunks of terrain, and each chunk is of a different sort of terrain. Some of it appears to be flat grassland, another chunk is very hilly, a third chunk is pure desert, that sort of thing. And you can see from where you are, the fighting extends through sort of pretty much all the way across the river in these like large building areas in particular, while the homestead areas, like what's beneath you, which extends sort of around these areas, have labels of the district and continue west, northwest and southeast alongside the river, appear to be mostly unscathed, so far as you can tell. The fighting seems to be concentrated in these sort of major centers. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. The other thing that happens is that, well, actually, make perception checks for me.
This is another garbage check, and I'm gonna get real dice.
That's not bad.
Norin, you notice just sort of just happen to be looking in the right place at the right time. You notice a small group of tieflings talking to one another, and a pair of them pointing directly up at you five.
Okay, so you know how in like all the good plays when people are about to get attacked, somebody yells, "We've got company."
Yeah,
We've got company.
great.
And I'm gonna run towards the nearest flat spot, so that I'm not fighting on fucking stairs.
Okay.
Gonna follow.
Okay. You guys are just trying to make your way to a flat spot. Okay.
With the expectation that we're about to be ambushed. Although I guess when you know about it, it's not really an ambush, it's just a skirmish.
Well, I'm just gonna, while I'm doing that, put my mage armor
Tracy,
on.
does an 18 hit you?
Yes!
Before the mage armor came in, go
It
on.
would hit me with or without mage armor on.
Okay, and no one else had a roll above a 10 because they're rolling with disadvantage due to distance. Arrows come whizzing past all of you, one of them striking you 3, 4, 8 damage.
Ow!
Can I see where it came from?
Yeah, you
Ooh.
can. It appears to be near where that cluster of people were pointing. It's right at the outskirts of the sort of southern side of the, like in between where it sort of transitions from suburb to city, as it were.
Gotcha. How far away would you say it is?
Zarn, does that work against ranged attacks? Okay, and if it imposes disadvantage, they were already at disadvantage.
I mean,
Well,
So how far away are they?
well, are we?
They
Yeah, I was
are
gonna ask.
approximately 300 feet from you.
Okay, cool.
Are we rolling initiative?
Let's just close some distance.
Not yet.
Well,
they're
as
sort of-
soon as Carter sees the arrow fly and hit Bree, he's gonna activate his monk bow, pull out an arrow of his own, and shoot it straight at that guy.
Okay, I'll let you do that. Is anyone else want to do anything right now other than continuing to move down the steps?
I have nothing that can hit at 300 feet.
Well, it's gonna miss anyway because I rolled a natural 2. So awesome.
What is the range on your monk bow?
Well, if it's longbow, that's like, isn't it like minimum 300, maximum 500, something like that?
I'm checking now. Hold on.
I mean, it's gonna miss anyway, whether I roll with advantage or disadvantage.
I can, like, we can
Longbow
close distance
range
in a
is
short period of time.
150, 600, so you'd be at disadvantage at this distance.
So it missed anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But that's fine. Is anyone else doing anything? Cool. Blade ward goes up.
It only lasts a round, but just in case.
Well, I was throwing on my
Doing
mage
it.
armor.
Okay. Yeah, you've got mage armor up now. Zarn, anything from you? Okay, you're holding your shield to protect. Okay. Norn, anything from you?
I use my action to dash.
Okay. So then I'm gonna say that you're leading the group down the steps. What's the marching order behind Norin? These are single file. You can't be next to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm guessing well, it depends on how quick everything happens because.
We're like 300 feet away. We're just running at.
Well, because in my head.
You'd be up with me. We're just running straight at.
It'd be like Norin, Nyx, and then the three of us we're kind of like a little bit further behind because Zarn was.
Nyx would not be
shielding
up front.
Bree.
Are you kidding
No.
me? Nyx is not going to be up front.
You can be up with me. It'll be fun.
Okay. So
You like
Norin,
me,
Carter,
Zarn.
Zarn, Nyx, Bueno.
I think Zarn Bree
Probably
next,
that.
but yeah. If Zarn's trying to protect Bree, he's probably in the front.
Yeah, I'm with.
So keep in mind, it's not like you guys are
Zarn
approaching them head on. You're going down these stairs. You're
I
gonna.
know. I just in general.
You're face onto them no matter what, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, Nyx will be in the back.
Okay. Is everyone cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In front of what, Zarn?
Probably
You're
the
not gonna get in
ladies.
front of me.
Probably the ladies. Yeah.
Okay, so you're third. Cool. Oh, the single ladies! Oh, the single ladies! All right, cool.
As we're running,
You guys make your way down, and Norn, you said you're dashing, so you're now a fair bit ahead of everybody else.
I'm gonna keep
Carter-
up. Like I'm gonna let Carter keep up with me because I know he runs at ridiculous
Well,
speed.
Carter, what's your movement speed right now?
That's impressive, bro.
I forgot. Did I write it down? I think I wrote it down.
I hope so.
50.
50. Okay, so Norn, you're not moving quite at a full dash, so that
Yeah.
Carter can keep up with you if he's not
Yeah.
dashing. Cool.
As I'm about to take off, I'm gonna look back and I'm just gonna take one of the hats out of my bag and throw it at Nyx. Put this on and keep running.
I feel like we've been over this.
I feel like
know.
you have.
But if I do this in the middle of combat, she might actually do it.
Remember, there was a whole.
I do. It was
I'm
like 2
gonna
weeks ago, man.
insight check this because I'm confused.
Is it a beret, Norin?
Yes, it is.
He flings a beret at you.
It's just a normal hat.
It's a beret.
You insight checked that.
Norn's a weird guy. He's being a weird guy.
So, considering that disguise self doesn't actually change anything about her person, just what she looks like, she's just gonna tuck it away, because if she puts it on, it's gonna definitely show the horns.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely show the horns. Still totally worth it.
Cool. All right. So you tucked it away. Cool.
Yeah.
So then, with that going on, you guys continue to make your way down. I'm gonna say that you guys at this point, if you're traveling at normal speed, are about 5 or 6. I'm gonna say 6 rounds from the bottom of the cavern. not dashing. So we get another salvo of arrows at each of you. Norin, 14.
Nope.
That's a nat 1 on Bree. God damn it, every fucking game.
Oh, everybody, don't forget you have 10 HP.
Nat 1 on Carter.
Right, it's 11, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I
now
haven't
nobody
even
gets hit with this salvo. Anything else you guys want to do, or are you all dashing?
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna be using my action every turn.
You're blade warding every time? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to fire another one, Carter?
yeah.
Cool.
Is it still with disadvantage?
I'll let you know when it's not. It'll be the same
Okay.
time they're not at disadvantage because they're also using longbows.
Alright, well, I rolled an 11 and a 6. but
Actually,
the
are you using a longbow or the short bow?
I said he extended it.
Is it? Okay, cool.
So I rolled 11 and a 6. So it is a 15 hit.
Yeah, you actually, you have a plus 9. You do have a plus 9. Yeah,
I
it
do have a
does
plus
actually hit one of them. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 13.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. An arrow sort of sinks into one of their, just sort of like, looks like torso, just like maybe between a couple of ribs. Anyone else doing anything?
As soon as I get within 120 feet, I start blasting at them. But
You won't get there until Carter
yeah.
stops having disadvantage, but I'll tell you when.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
Gotta watch ahead to see if there's any traps on the thing.
Like,
I don't want to fall in a spike pit.
Investigation check.
I don't want to fall in a spike pit in this very clearly obvious choke point.
You don't see anything indicating traps here.
Oh, that's
It
good.
appears to be the typical way down. From
Alright,
this
good.
area, yeah. It's a well-worn path, but yeah.
At like
Okay.
300 feet, doesn't that just give them a beacon?
Okay, you can totally do that, and when you get closer, Zarn, I will say that will continue to impose disadvantage on them, at least for a time.
Oh, neat. It's like reflecting the sun in your eyes.
At least when they're shooting at you, Bree, and you and Nyx, probably, because the other two are ahead of you.
Norn fist bumps just a little bit as he's running.
Okay, that's pretty good. Cool. God damn it. Anything else from you guys, other than just running?
I don't think we have much to do at this distance.
Pretty much.
Okay, Nyx is going to
I
continue
do.
to Blade Ward. What are you're going to shoot again, Carter?
Yeah, if I get the opportunity.
Shoot.
Come on. So I have to roll pretty much anything higher than a 6 at this point. Which I did, unfortunately, because I rolled a natural 20 and a 9. But it's still 18, so
Definitely gets roll damage.
another 13 damage.
You minute the same guy,
Yeah.
right through the throat.
Yeah.
See him drop.
Carter just keeps running and just yells, "One down!"
Cool. Anybody doing anything else? And are any of you dashing? So if you dash, obviously, it's a little treacherous if you're running that fast, but it can cut the amount of time for you to get down the hill, or down the cliff, rather.
Welch's fruit snatch.
It's that wish. You didn't wish hard enough, Mike. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I want to like keep a fast pace, but not like out sprinting. Does that make sense?
I mean, if you're taking... Okay,
As
so
I'm
you're
running,
going at
I'm
keep up
realizing
with
how
Carter's
squishy
speed?
I am, and this is a terrible idea.
Okay,
So I'm slowing down a little bit, so I'm
Okay.
not as treacherous.
so then you're not keeping up with Carter anymore.
No, and I'm gonna yell at him. I'm slowing down because I actually don't want to get shot at.
Cool. So I'll say you're just moving at normal speed then.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're moving
A
at
full
the same
30
speed as
feet.
Nyx is using an action to cast her blade ward, so she is never dashing. Bree, what about you?
I'm just staying right with Zarn and Nyx.
Cool. So no one's dashing unless I hear otherwise. Cool. Carter, you're still going to get down faster unless you specifically tell me you're slowing down to stay with the group. Cool.
He's going to definitely slow down to stay with the group.
All right, sounds good. Another salvo of attacks from the dudes.
God, this is really fucking annoying.
Miss. 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 Man, even with disadvantage, those are low rolls. Cool. Same thing as before. Carter, roll your attack. Is anyone doing anything different?
How close are we to them?
You guys are about halfway down the cliff at this point, and then there's gonna be about 100 feet to actually get to them from base of cliff to location. Does that make sense?
Okay, so we're still a good ways away.
Yes.
Got
Okay.
it.
With disadvantage, I got a 23.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I rolled a 14 and a 19.
Nice. Cool. Roll.
Ooh, that's even better than the others. 14.
All right. Awesome. You reach out and the arrow flies true, catching the dude sort of and drop his bow as you do it. There's a, for what it's worth, there's like a whole squadron of these dudes now. It's not just like 4 or 5 people. There's several of them shooting at you coming down the mountain. They're not only focusing on you, they're still shooting up at the wyverns. And there's clearly other battle happening. You're focused on this group right now, but this is far from everything that's happening in this context. Anybody else doing anything besides Carter?
Are we within 150 feet?
Not quite. Next round.
Okay, next round then.
Then I have nothing to do until next round.
Actually, because they're not hitting me, and oh shit, no, I have to wait. Fuck, never mind, I have to wait. Too far away. I'm good. I'm
Okay.
complete warding.
Cool. So then they're gonna get another round off as you guys keep going. No. Hey, that's a 15 to hit Bree.
That misses!
Okay, cool.
God damn it.
That's no good.
Am I seriously squishier than you?
Oh, I've got mage armor on.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
squishier
no,
than
that's
Bree.
bad.
Cool. So nobody gets hit. There's one that you think is gonna hit you, Bree, but it clings off of your arcane armor there, for no harmful effect. You guys are now within 150 feet.
Good.
Let me know when we get within 120.
That'll be next round.
End of this round, right? We can run
Yep.
30 feet forwards and then start
Yep.
doing stuff?
Yeah, basically.
All
You guys are
right.
now within 150 feet from a diagonal perspective. You're no longer at disadvantage, Carter.
But neither are they.
Well, mostly. Zarn still got his bowie shield, so some of them will be at disadvantage, depending on who they're shooting at.
So, with a straight roll, that's 26.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage. Are you attacking the same one again?
Yep. You dropped your bow, now you're gonna drop your head. 9 damage.
Cool. That one is actually still standing, but he's sort of limping off. Looks, he's making his way away from the front line. So leaving. Anyone else doing anything at this point now that you're within
Yeah,
150
I
feet?
would like to be able to. Hopefully, I can, because I don't see where the people are. Can I fling a fireball without hitting friendly people?
That's a great question. You can throw a fireball at this sort of crowd of teeth that are firing on you if you'd like. You're not really sure where anyone else is that would be considered friendly.
Okay, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, here's a question, Quaz.
What?
Yeah.
Would I have had 2 attacks?
For
Or
the
is it
sake
just-
of that, I was just giving you one. That was
Okay.
an abbreviated combat thing. I'm
Okay.
gonna start giving you 2 once you get down the cliff.
Okay.
So it's 29, and it's a dex save of 17.
All right, let me roll a bunch of deck saves.
18 deck saves later.
What was the value? What's the DC?
17.
It's not even long. So can I get to 120 feet up?
So that's 4 successes out of 16. The other 12 people, well, roll damage.
It was 29.
Yeah, so 12 of them go up in smoke.
Jesus
They just
Christ!
get incinerated. The other 4 are staggering and coughing ash and blackened. Alive, but running the fuck away.
That works.
I mean, the plus side, they're not shooting at us anymore.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, you guys continue to make your way down. Anyone else doing anything in this sort of round?
We're not within 120 feet, right?
No, especially not
That's-
now that they're running.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. You guys continue down at the same pace?
Yep.
And would anyone else like to do anything as you continue to go down and they attempt to escape into the city?
That's a 5.
Just gonna look back at everybody and like, hey guys, we know those were the bad guys, right?
Well, they were flinging arrows at me. That seemed pretty bad to me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay. You guys just continue down?
Yeah.
I
We
want to
really
take
need
more
to find
shots,
whoever's
but I
in
mean,
charge of the resistance here.
Hmm.
Not the rebellion, the resistance against
Gotcha.
the people invading.
Cool. Okay, so you guys make your way to the bottom of the cliff. You are now standing amongst several houses. Over here, there doesn't look to be any significant combat issues, though there are actually a few arrows sort of just clattered on the ground. But otherwise, there's no damage to the buildings out here. They all, for the most part, as far as you can tell, appear to be homes, and they're not fine or huge homes, but they're all right. You know, they're sort of decent quality family homes, effectively in this area.
Middle class.
Yes.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
Do you guys think, where do you think they would have their center of operations to repel these invaders?
I mean, you were in the rebellion.
I don't know this city. I'm talking about the elves.
Carter looks back at Norin.
For the sake of this, Norin, you're not super familiar with the layout of this city. You've been here a couple of times. But,
I've been to the university, and that's about it.
yeah, you've been in the university, which is the same as Bree.
Yeah.
You could get to the university district if you wanted to. It's a large and impressive section. In fact, you can see the buildings. But to your knowledge, there's no military affairs conducted out of the university itself. So they might be there, but you don't know for sure.
I mean, I at least know how to get there. I did live there for like a couple years, but I didn't really leave all that often. Do you guys want to try it?
Worth a shot.
And if
I
we
mean,
just
if you got-
happen to find an ice cube,
You know people at the university? Because I feel like if you know people at the university, it might be good to go there anyway.
I wouldn't say I'm super close with any of them. I did abandon in the middle of all my studies to go find a. Well, he turned out to be a lich, so yeah.
I feel like we've been here before.
I've heard this story before. They said
Yeah, it's almost like this is all coming together. I can find my old apartment. I can see if the pizza I left in the fridge is still there, but that was like 5-6 years ago.
In this room? I mean, never mind.
It's certainly a thing. I mean, we invented pulled pork sandwiches like a couple years ago, so.
That's
Yep.
true. That happened, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Exactly what
god.
happened.
Alright,
Still
well,
one of my best accomplishments in this game.
if it's a
Look,
safe
that's-
haven, there may be people there, so maybe we should head that way.
Yeah. I'll go see if my roommate's there. I definitely ran out on the rent.
Oh God, we're gonna get a bill.
No, we are
Some
not
of
getting a
us
bill.
are going to get a bill.
One of us is going to get a bill, but we should.
A non-distinct number of us who may or may not be holding the bag of holding with the party funds is going to get a large bill in
Wow,
about
dude.
2 days.
What's your alignment?
Running away.
He doesn't serve the angel of kindness or anything. Don't be silly.
Look, it was a weird time. It was in college. I was experimenting with different alignments.
I was experimenting
Wow.
with witches. I mean, what?
That's great.
Oh my
Period of
god.
time where I was in a really big chaotic neutral phase. I wore a lot of Cure t-shirts. It was a weird time.
Oh my god. So we're on our way to the university.
Just running away from everybody else right now. Not
All right.
really,
Oh,
but
shit.
walking with authority.
Cool. So, are you guys trying to make your way to the university district?
I believe so, yes.
I think that's probably our best bet.
Okay. So you will have to get through a fair chunk of the city and cross the river to do that.
Are there bridges?
There were.
Yeah, that. There are bridges normally.
They've all been knocked out then.
You don't know.
Hmm.
No one was looking when you were up above. And it would have been difficult to tell anyway because of the buildings, which are quite tall.
So the party will see herself just like, well, they'll see Nyx just mutter to herself, and I will let you know, Q, what's being said.
Cool.
Can I roll insight on her muttering?
What are you trying to insight?
Oh, be
I
trusting.
don't know. I don't trust. I trust 75% of you. Not like on an individual person by person basis. I have nothing against like your left arm, but on the aggregate of the four of you, I trust 75% of you. Maybe even like 80%.
Oh, well, 80% is not bad.
Yeah, that Nyx has a really trustworthy left foot.
Well, she hasn't killed us in her sleep yet, so.
Yeah, and she hasn't kicked anybody.
Are you? This is when she finally clues in. Kicked anybody? What?
Hi,
Sorry, I was
what
off.
you doing?
I was off in my own little world. Don't mind me. Just thinking, kind of, sort of out loud, but not. It's fine.
No, he's just gonna narrow his eyes at her.
Just
Okay.
gonna narrow him back. Do you never talk to yourself?
No, I have an angel that nobody else can see that I talk to.
He talks to himself constantly.
You know, when I say it out loud like that, it does sound kind of crazy.
I mean,
Zarn and
everybody's
Bria
a little
both just like,
crazy.
he does it all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't do that.
To be
You are
fair,
a Barra, and I'm just gonna turn to space.
to be
don't
fair,
do that.
Zarn does too, but I mean, it's kind of the thing.
Yeah, you don't question when he does it.
When I'm not even talking about when Norin's pretending to pray.
Look, I'm not questioning whether or not, like,
It's
I'm not questioning that you talk whether or, I'm asking
Okay.
if you do. If you do, you get it. Let's go.
it's called a
You guys
soliloquy.
are currently just standing at the base of the cliff.
I imagine we're walking while having this conversation.
Are you just walking on? Okay, so you guys are walking.
Yeah.
Are you just walking towards the river? Are you trying to skirt around this area of the city and see if you can get away from the fighting? Are you being sneaky? Are you walking openly? What's the plan here? This
Well,
is
I'm
still, in fact, a war zone.
I'm gonna vote sneaky.
I know that you guys are anime superheroes, and so you can kind of not give a fuck, but like,
One punch!
If we could avoid the fighting as much as possible, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because the arrows hurt.
Bree says, pulling an arrow out of her shoulder.
I mean, we're not gonna fight, but if we walk by that really cool shop and fire, I'm definitely fighting.
If you walk by the what now?
The really cool ice cream place that I absolutely does exist in this universe.
It's on the other side.
Okay, that's fine.
It's in the
I hope
university
the ice
district.
cream place is okay.
Look, we
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
so if you guys are trying to do that, I do need all of you to roll stealth.
Yeah, as we're walking, it's like, okay,
Holy shit.
if we're going stealthy, then we're doing this, and then he waves a finger in the air and casts Pass Without Trace.
The 35 and
35, yep.
31.
Double nat 20s.
And 20 is our second number too, which is just that's delicious.
Hey, quads. You know how you said
Did you
know
break
how
a
you said
40?
2 natural 20s?
Did you get
Nice.
another one?
Go team.
What's your total on a natural
So,
20? I'm just curious.
My
I am so
total
curious now.
is 42.
I was gonna
With
say
the
it's
plus
probably
10?
40 something.
With the plus 10. 20
So we got a
plus
30
12 plus
a
10.
31, a 39, a 42, and a 22. You guys are fucking wraiths.
Yes!
Jesus Christ, those rolls are insane.
Mine was crap. I rolled an
You
8.
guys could give
You rolled
guys
an
could
8,
give
get
the enemy
out.
army wet willies and they wouldn't know you were there.
Go
Jesus.
team. Can we all just take a second and just like hands in and just a cheers to a stealth? Well done, guys.
Man.
We're in the astral plane anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, Jesus. With rolls like that, who needs fighting? Okay, cool. Yeah, so with those rolls, you guys managed to very efficiently, led by Bree and Norn, who both remember the way to the University District better than they thought they would, and are able to sort of just by a combination of listening around and sort of being very cautious about what they go, manage to avoid most of the fighting. You guys get to the river right around, well, probably more like over here, out of the main bulk of the fighting, so far as you can tell. As you get to the river, you look around. Not too far from you, you see what looks like it might have been, at one point, a fine bridge with quality masonry, from what you can see from what's left of it. There is basically the beginnings of an arch, and then it just disappears, basically like there's an explosion that took it to pieces. And you can see the same thing on the other side.
Well, that's just rude.
Hugh, about that thing that I whispered to you earlier.
Does anybody know
Conjured.
conjured bridges? Anybody have that memorized today?
I heard conjured bridges fall down. No. Conjured bridges falling down, falling down. I don't know.
Shit, that's actually good. I didn't really get what you were getting at. Oh, okay, sure.
The rhythm of it all just kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What if we call you Cinder?
No, we had a name for him before. What was it?
That's Tempest,
Maelstrom. Maelstrom.
but- yeah.
We'll call him M.
I'm calling you Male.
Mail Lord.
So I have a
Malcolm.
feeling that
Storm.
oh no,
Storm.
that's a terrible name.
Actually, yeah, it is, now that I think about it.
One of those things that when you say it out loud, it's
Yeah.
not an idea, and then you think about it for a second. Yeah.
We'll call him Jacques. How about that?
Jacques.
Jacques.
No. What about like Pepe? Pepe Le Pew.
That just sounds stinky. He doesn't stink.
No, I got it. I know exactly what you need to call him. Chris.
To go
Anyway,
along with your bird?
No.
Yeah, that'd be confusing. He'd have to be Chris.
Well, what if we just call him like Rat? Rat Crisp.
No, I don't want him to be
Nerds.
crisp.
All right. So while we're discussing the name thing, maybe we should figure out how to
While
cross this
walking.
river.
While building a bridge, we're having this conversation.
Totally, for sure.
I have a
Bridge.
feeling that since they've taken out these bridges here, they're probably all out along the river. Do we want to swim?
Well, I am
Zarn, you
perfectly
do not know how deep the river is.
fine with swimming.
How wide is the river?
The river appears to be approximately 100 feet wide.
If I take a running jump and then levitate, will I have enough momentum to get to the other side?
I'll say approximately 80 feet, excuse me.
Same question, but slightly more likely.
What are you trying to do?
If I was to, like, take a full sprint and then jump and levitate in the air, like Link with the fucking Zora cloak.
I would say that based on the way the levitate spell works, I'd say that probably stops your momentum if you levitate mid-jump.
Beans.
If someone were to push you, you might, depending on how hard they push, you might be able to get some distance after you cast the spell.
Yeah.
Norin tossing.
Anybody have, like, actually, you know what?
What?
If I was to levitate, could I use the, like, rib bone of the dragon that's in our bag of holding as a gondola pole?
My God.
Wait, no, I can walk on water. Fuck it, I'm gonna walk across the river.
Oh yeah, I can do that too.
Second goddamn.
I could swim, or I could walk across, or I could dimension dork. Oh man, I got so many options.
I'm just walking. I'm now actively standing on the river and just yelling at myself.
We do have to consider
mad about
Carter,
forgetting your real nice
Zarn,
boots
and
again.
Again.
Well, Zarn's fine.
This is bad as he had just arms
Yeah,
outstretched. Just...
Zarn's fine. It's Nix and Carter are just kind of standing on the edge of the water going, well, what the fuck now?
Are there any
Carter, I can carry you across.
Are there any large beasts in this river?
Are you just looking or are you asking?
Both?
Roll a perception check.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Roll.
Well then.
You don't see any
Nice.
large beasties so far as you can tell. The water is crystal clear, which makes it very difficult to discern the depth. as you know.
Okay. Anything around me that could swim? Like, are there any dogs or whatever?
No, the streets are pretty much deserted. It is, like I said, a war zone.
Shit. Well, there goes that idea.
So, all right. So, Zarn and Norin and Bree, have you all actually made your way into / on top of the river?
Not
Yes,
yet.
I'm-
trying
I
to
am-
figure out what to do with Carter and Nix first.
Okay.
I am dancing a soft two-step.
How fast is the river?
So Norin, you sort of leap down and stand on the river in your boots. And it seems to work just fine. Zarn, you dive into the river, and the current in this thing is extremely fast.
He just watches
You are
Zarn
being
get
pulled
swept away.
northwest downstream at a very quick pace.
I just had this
So
view.
Nix, to answer your question,
Yeah.
fast?
I just had this view of Sarn going.
Pretty much, yeah.
I've got this vision as
Not
he
an
goes
option.
underneath Norin.
Zarn, I need you to make an
Bouncing
athletics
up and
check
down.
for swimming. You can try. And as you try, the ground is nowhere close enough unless you were to dive and try to get there. Okay. Cool. You're able to control yourself. You're not just completely swept away. You're still being pulled downstream. You cannot swim faster than this current back in the other direction. What are you doing? Okay, you're just gonna swim across as fast as you can? Cool. You end up on the other side of the river and make an athletics check for me to climb out. The river is sort of bound like
Nice.
with
Nice.
stone on either side. Shit, dude, nice. Sort of stone on either side that's several feet above. You managed to find some handholds sort of worn into the stone and clamber out. You are
I'm gonna.
about after probably close to 150 feet downstream.
Huh. And do you have like a piggyback ride across this, or
Sure.
carry you like bodyguard style?
Try to carry her?
Whatever's comfortable for
I'm just
you,
gonna
buddy.
load her up like an exosuit. Just carry her Yoda style across.
Yeah, like piggyback ride. Make an athletic check for me, Norrin. Nix, how much do you weigh?
Nix weighs...
Never mind, it doesn't matter. He got you. Unless you're
134
secretly a troll, he's got you.
+6.
pounds.
I have a +6 to athletics.
I'm giving you an eye. This is an eye. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey Carter, you're okay to walk across this, right?
How's your jumping, Carter?
I did think of that.
Just
But-
pole vault 80
Well,
feet.
because Carter can run at 50 freaking feet per round.
So the way jumping works is it's based on your strength score.
Yeah, I know, and it's
Oh,
crap.
that's so dumb.
It is dumb. I
I
hate
mean,
it.
it's not that dumb.
You do have to have some leg strength to
You gotta
jump.
have some leg muscle to make that work.
See, the
I'll
big problem now,
piggyback you
though.
across, Carter.
See, the big issue that I think we're going to run into now.
So Norrin, you're piggybacking Nix across.
Yes.
Cool.
As I'm walking across, I'm just going to say after, yeah, see, the real problem now is we can't leave you and Carter on the side at the same time. So I have to bring you across, then go back, get him, carry him across, carry you back, grab Bree, because I can't leave you and Bree alone. Carry
I
her
can
back,
walk
come across,
across
and get you.
myself.
Zarn.
Oh,
Hold on,
that makes
hold
this
on.
really easy.
I was gonna say, hold on. She's gonna squeeze Norin's shoulders and be like, buddy, if anybody could do any of this, you can do it. I believe in you. I hope you can trust me when I say that I believe in you.
Hey.
And you have
Thanks.
a D10.
Shit,
I thought
nice.
she was gonna do something nasty.
I thought she was gonna stab me. Like that fucking
Banjo, is it a
toad
D10?
in-
I believe it's a
Level
no, it's a
nine.
D8.
Level. Okay, I was
It's
gonna
a
say.
D8. I'm sorry, it's a D8.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was just like total. Levels in this class. You're right. It's a D8. I'm sorry.
Zarn, you are distracted
A
by.
bird flies into your face.
You're distracted by Norrin just being a fucking boss carrying Nix across. You're like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. Get to
also,
the side, I'll carry
also, you
as
remember
nicely
to
as
count.
possible, drop her off.
Clong.
Since my ring doesn't require attunement, I could let Carter wear it across and let him piggyback me.
Is it just a
Oh,
ring
yeah,
of water
makes sense.
walking?
Mm-hmm.
Does it not require attunement? Really?
She never said anything about it requiring attunement.
Probably didn't. Let me check on that. I'll let you do it now if that's not the case, but for future reference, I'm gonna check. So Carter's gonna wear it and
And he can
Customer?
piggyback me across, and then he can give me my ring back.
Carter, are you doing that? Are you
Yeah, if she's like, hey, take the ring and we can walk across, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Because I have no other way to get across.
Yeah, and that does not require attunement, so you can totally do that. Cool.
Cool.
Carter, I need you to make an athletics check.
Okay.
And Bree, how much do you weigh?
Like 35 pounds.
Nothing. Oh,
As
a-
much
a
as a-
medium backpack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, we're good. That's a 21.
Totally. You carried heavier things up a mountain in the snow during your time at the monastery.
Oh my god, we can. Oh, we need one more person that can use mage hand to be totally.
Yeah, you need 4 mage hands, and you could lift her.
Oh god, it'll be like that thing you do when you're out in the woods and you're like everybody lifts a person with one finger.
Yeah.
Whoa!
How much can Bigby's hand hold?
Like
Oh,
400 pounds.
Can throw a grog.
All right.
Alright, we'll get to the other side. I'll let Nyx down as easily as possible when you're
Cool.
sliding down a cloak made of wet feathers.
Cool. So before we make it to the side, Zarn, do you rejoin them? Cool. What? The rest of you totally fine. Maybe.
Hey, buddy.
As a note, Zarn, you're cold as fuck.
Do you have good swim?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how cold? Because like I'm thinking about taking a swim later, but like
Have you
I'm
gone
asking Zarn this.
swimming? Have you been swimming in like a river in the mountains? Say in like September?
Don't
Yeah, like
do
that.
it.
Not an
Don't do
idea.
it. Don't do it. They're cold enough in June.
It's like that. It's like it always smells really good, like that kind of river water, because it smells cold.
Yeah, I at least know the smell.
Yeah.
I live next to a very deep lake.
Yeah, sounds right. Sweet. So,
Is there, while you were
guys
down there,
all
do you see
made
any
it-
like sea snakes or anything? Or
Gonna try and dry them off as we go.
actual real question, but okay, sure. And I will do the same thing as her, but I will warm 1 cubic foot of his hair.
legit?
Oh, he's gonna smack you.
It'll be comfortable. It'll be like a blow dryer.
I was not
still
expecting
wet.
dryer to be that loud.
Me neither.
It'll be like a blowjob.
That's what I was expecting.
Look, I don't make that many dick jokes.
Cool.
That
What are
many.
you guys doing other than on the side
I
of the
do
river?
plenty.
I mean, I
Run towards university
was gonna say
At
following
at regular
people all the
walking
way.
rate. Yeah.
Make an athletics check, Zarn.
So,
I warm 1 cubic foot of water around his head.
so you guys
Actually,
are,
you know what? I flavor a cubic foot of water around his head.
So you guys are here at this
Chicken
point.
soup.
A sort of where you are actually sort of pretty near a farmstead,
Alright.
and some homes. And you can see this is like one of the first closest farmsteads to like the city. There's several more going sort of in a northwesterly direction, but as you turn southeast, it's goes back to being sort of suburban, basically, sort of single family, lower to middle class homes at this before you begin to get back to the large buildings of the university district of Belagul University, for those of you who know. So you're walking towards the university district.
Yep.
Are you going anywhere in particular once you get there?
Administrative offices.
Okay. Cool. I will say that that you know where those are, Norin, for the most part. For the
Oh,
sake of-
Norin would absolutely know where the team's office is.
for the sake of this, you know that you know where the administrative office is. You know where the School of Magic is. You tell me. There is a College of Planar Studies. Would you have been there at that time?
I don't think so.
Would you have been?
If there was like a cleric of some light god, that would probably have been his
College
biz.
of Religion and Divinity.
That would have been where he went.
That and magic. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
Bree.
know where the archaeology stuff is?
You know where history
Surprisingly
and
no.
archaeology. Bree does. Bree knows where history and archaeology is.
Oh, awesome.
Because you went searching there. Bree, you also know where the College of Magic is.
Okay.
Norin, you also know the other colleges at the university. There's history and archaeology, magic, and religion and divinity. There's also math, engineering, and architecture, ecology, biology, and natural sciences, planar studies, language and linguistics, and sociology, anthropology, and world cultures. Cool.
Mhm.
And then obviously, like, there's administrative offices and shit, and like dorms and all that jazz. Cool. So, with that in mind, so you guys make your way towards the University District. Are you guys being sneaky about it? What's your plan here?
Well, it doesn't hurt to be sneaky.
Yeah, we may as well be sneaky.
We've still got that thing up anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
Sorry.
14.
Okay.
Why are we
Zarn,
sneaking
is
into a
there anything I roll
university?
for you?
Well, we just don't want to get.
I just don't want to get shot.
That makes it seem
Um,
like. Okay, I will
cool.
follow your lead.
Is everyone being stealthy?
Yeah.
Like, we're not, like, skulking by any means. We're just being cautious.
Yeah.
If you're rolling stealth, cooking.
Shit.
Um.
Can I roll caution?
I mean, we're rolling stealth, but
I mean, it hasn't been an hour, right? It hasn't been more
It's
than
still
an
up.
hour.
Totally still up. Pass up, Chase.
Okay.
Still up. Zorn, what's your stealth modifier? You rolled a natural 9.
So that's a 40.
Alright, so Zorn got a 10 plus 10 is 20.
40?
Bree's got a
right,
really good
expertise.
stealth. Yeah.
Fucking
I rolled a
expertise.
19.
You motherfuckers, dude. Yeah, that was a disadvantage, Zorn. You rolled a 9 and a 10.
I rolled an 18.
Cool, so 14, 20, 20, 40, 40, 40. Jesus. Yeah, so you guys make your way pretty comfortably through the city, or this side of it anyway, into the suburbs. You're not noticed by anyone, though, again, fairly desert. No one's really out on the streets. Once you get in the University District, you do begin to see the buildings again seem to have taken some damage. Not as badly as you saw on the other side of the river while you're looking through a lot of those buildings where they're not like bombed out husks, but they've taken some serious damage from basically ranged weaponry and arcane magic. Similar story over here, though less so than what you saw on that side. And there is no one really out and about on the streets at the moment.
this music is weirding me out.
I'm actually kind of digging it.
What are you
I
guys
just feel
doing?
like we're gonna run into some creepy little kid.
Hello, sirs.
Hello, sirs.
Oh
Okay.
God.
So you guys get to without any trouble. Yes, you can. Zarn's still here fighting. There is fighting in the distance. Nothing that appears to be quite near to you where you are. You get to the northwestern edge of the university sort of section after making your way through the suburbs, through the large buildings and everything, and you're trying to make your way to the administrative offices. Is that accurate?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Are you gonna be sneaky still, or are you gonna get there and walk into the front door? What's your plan?
Well, we don't actually know who's sitting there, so I think we should still be sneaky.
Okay, so the 5 of you make your way around. The buildings in this section of the city are pretty similar looking. They appear to have been designed with a similar aesthetic in mind. They're primarily made of sandstone, a sort of light brownish stone, similar to the cavern walls. And at the corner, each corner, rather than sort of just joining the sandstone, there's a tree that stands in each corner with the sandstone seemingly built into, or that the tree grew around. It's difficult to tell. That extends all the way to the top of each building, and on each corner of the buildings, on some of which is 4, some of which is dozens of corners. It's really quite the sight, and you gather it would be extremely impressive if it weren't for the circumstances. Some of these buildings have chunks taken out of them. A couple of them, the ones nearest to the shore, to the river, whole walls are there's holes in some of the walls facing the river. It is sad seeing this. You even see one sort of corner tree that has been partially toppled, making the building that it's in not unusable, but certainly not a pleasant place to be. You guys make your way towards the administrative offices, which is located pretty close to the center of the district. It is a fairly small building compared to the other ones, not terribly tall, which you think in this case is why it remains fairly pristine, it being set back and not a particularly large or likely target, intentional or accidental. It's only 1 story tall, fairly long in one dimension. You arrive, all the doors are, the front door is closed. What do you do?
Do you want to knock?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we knock?
Well, why don't we just see if it opens first?
If we're gonna open it, I want to make sure that I'm not in what I kindly refer to as the zone.
Okay, so Mike says that Zarn's going to try to just open it. Mike, as you try the door, it does swing open.
Was he just whispering all of this to you?
He's sending it in Discord.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting here like, where is this?
You're going to yell in? What are you saying? Fair enough. That's a good thing to start with.
Yeah, it's a good lead off.
Yeah, as Zarn sort of opens the door and leans in, there's a comfortable light inside, and he leans in and sort of goes, "Hello?" And he gets a response, "Yes." Who is it? Who? From somewhat of a nervous, you think, feminine voice. And Zarn actually, as he's leaning in, can see the source of it. A young elven woman sitting behind effectively a reception desk.
Hi, I'm an alumni.
Alumni tours are not... They've all been cancelled at the moment, I'm afraid.
That's fine. That's not actually what we're here for.
Alright.
It's just the side effect.
Do you happen to know who is leading the fight against the invaders? Where we could find them?
Well, presumably that would be the general. Sorry, I'm from out of town. I'm not as... Hold on. General Figara. I don't know where they have headquarters set up right now. Typically, they'd be on the south side of the river, but... Well...
Yeah, we saw some of the funds on the way in.
I'm not certain where they would be.
I got hit by an arrow, see?
Why?
Can I insight check this person?
Same.
May...
No.
She seems nervous. She just trying to do the best she can in the circumstances, so far as you can tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, what was the general's name?
Figaro.
Figara?
And she specifically referred to him with they pronouns. Sorry.
Yes.
Them. They pronoun.
If you were describing them, how would thou describe them?
Yes.
I have never seen them myself. I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Why did you just talk really funny right now? Like,
It's a university. We're being formal. Jeez, but you didn't even take off your hat when you came in the door.
He always talks funny.
I mean, that's
You
true.
never even notice anymore.
That's also true.
You said you're from out of town.
They never noticed me.
You said you're from out of town. Where are you from?
I'm actually from a small village a little bit northwest of here. Aslabin?
Oh, yeah, I got a cousin there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm from Greenleaf.
Okay, I'm familiar. Never been myself, but
It's a really nice place. When it's not being overrun by vines.
you're not like
Spring times, man.
Have you been safe here?
I mean, no, but safer than those in other parts of the city.
Has the fighting reached here? Is what I'm asking.
Yes. It's not here now, but it's been here. I suspect it'll be here again. Who are you?
Oh, that's a good question. We're the Guardians of Galitaia. You may have heard us from such tales as saving the vines in Greenleaf and stopping
My name is.
rebellions in Corallendale. And oh my god, and
This is also fine.
we know the Blue Arrow. I
Do you
might
do
have
this
made
every
him
time
famous.
somebody asks you who you are.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I
Every time.
relish being asked who we are. Also, you may have heard. Wait, you're not involved in billing here?
No, I'm just a student.
Oh, cool. Hi, I'm Norman Goldleaf. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, billing is what he said. Okay.
Hi,
Did ask about billing.
Tundra Silverfront.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you.
On a completely unrelated note,
I appreciate the last name
a really
synergy.
fancy ice cube, have you?
A fancy ice cube?
Yeah. We guarded it once. You might have even heard us from that. Saved
No
it.
one heard that story. I guarantee you, no one knows that.
Nobody
specific story
knows
about
the
us.
story about the Nevermelt that got stolen.
There are so many better stories about us. I guarantee
Oh my
you,
god,
nobody
is this
knows that
actually
one.
necessary right now, you guys?
No, not even a little bit. But this is how we work.
I'm not familiar with any.
That's why we've been playing for 2 years without actually getting to the boss.
He's not wrong.
Oh god,
You guys say that
Angie
like I
loves
had
it.
a plot.
I was gonna say Angie loves it. Nick's just like situation at hand here, guys.
Look, if you don't take the time to spread this good news about yourself and the angels you serve,
You'll never
What's
be
the-
famous.
Oh, this face palm is canon. Oh.
I mean, how do you think Garrett got
She-
famous?
She sort of raises. She sort of at
wasn't
that.
that easy.
Zarn at that. She sort of looks to you. Oh, I mean, I know the Evermelt is. I think. Okay, it's one of those things that tell us to advertise when people come in as a whole thing. It's one of the exhibits at the museum over at the College of History and Archaeology, I think. I don't know a lot about it myself. I'm a language and linguistics student myself, so I don't get over there too much.
Really? Linguistics?
Yeah, I'm actually fluent in several, well, trying to be fluent in several languages.
Do you speak Norrin?
I'm not familiar
Like fucking 3 people speak.
Oh, you...
And even that, not very well.
I suspect in not too long I will be.
Alright, well, maybe we should try to find people to talk to see about how we can stop this fighting.
That, if you guys are able to help, I think there's a lot of people who would appreciate that, including myself.
Well, we already kind of did. We just took out a whole like small squadron of arrows of archers and stuff. So
That's good, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry. My brain is like apparently not here today. Did she say where we could find this person? Sorry.
She doesn't know. She knows that
Right.
usually, like, military headquarters is on the south side of the river. She said that's unlikely right now. She mentioned the general's name. But that's all she could really give you.
Is there somebody else here who might be able to point us in the right direction?
You might be able to talk to some of, if they're even here, some of the higher up professors in the College of Magic might be involved in a defense effort. That's really the best I've got for you. I don't know for certain. I don't know if they'd be here or organizing with the military. I'm really not certain. Zarn, you don't really know where that museum is specifically? You're not familiar with the city. Like $30.
I'm not even kidding. It's like a guy and every stray dog in town just following him.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
do you guys have anything else to say to Tundra, or you splitting?
Just stay safe.
Also, maybe lock this door?
They can't cross the river.
Oh, yeah, right, the whole... Yeah, I just, walked across it.
The people on this side are the reason there are no bridges. Got it. Good to know.
And I'll be honest, even if they did cross the river, they're not coming here.
Because they've already been?
No, because this place doesn't matter. No one's fighting them from here.
If you happen to be bored and are going through Warren Goldleaf's file there, you might want to just delete out his debt.
I don't know if that... I don't really have the... You should go.
Yes, we should. We have outstayed our welcome. And
Yes,
Nix is going to walk out the door.
Go. And if anybody asks, my name is Lars Gerhardt, and I was never here. And I leave.
You already gave her your real name.
I know, but I asked if anybody asked.
Alright, so at this point we're going to go ahead and take a break as you guys exit the administrative offices of the University District. She told you, Zarn for what it's worth, she told you that it was attached to the College of Archaeology and History, which Norin and Bree both, or Norin knows where that is. No,
Bree.
Bree knows where that is. Sorry, I got it backwards.
And Norn definitely doesn't know.
Yeah, no. Cool, so we're going to go ahead and take our break. Zarn, if you want to cut us to that screen. Yeehaw! Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Is that your version of hey, hey, hey?
Hey, hey, hey.
He's fat quadsman.
What?
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 Very good at this. So, no, not that one. That's not what I want.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, but it doesn't really. It doesn't. It's not a thing. Cool. What are you guys? Let's actually go with this one. Okay, so you guys have left the administrative offices. Where are you going now?
I figured we were gonna head for the archaeology area.
So the things that you were specifically told, you know that the Evermelt is an exhibit in archaeology. You know that there is, you were told that there might be some mages in the College of Magic you could speak to about the military, and you know that the military is somewhere.
Well, I mean, we basically are following Brian Noren's lead through this.
Yeah, we just have to decide, do we want to stick an Evermelt first or later? I mean, put it aside for safekeeping, of course.
Why do we need the Evermelt? What is the Evermelt?
Oh, nothing.
One moment.
Jesus Christ, do you?
All right then. So, like, if it's nothing, then we should probably like move on. If it's not important, then why bother wasting time on it when we could be finding important people and helping the city not be a heap of fighting douchebags?
Style points.
Waiting to see what Siren says. God damn it! Her insight is garbage!
Next, I want you to roll a history check. Next, it's very clear they're not really doing a very good job of hiding that there's something that they need it for something, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is fine. You don't know what the Evermelt is. That's cool. That's not weird. You heard it referred to as a fancy ice cube and similar things. You get the idea that it's ice of some type and it's some sort of historical artifact.
I'm just failing to understand what importance it has right now.
Yeah.
The short answer is we're trying to get it because we need it for something of our own purposes, which I promise are not nefarious. You can insight check at that as much as you want. I mean, entirely up.
Mostly, I'm just wondering if it would be easier to get to once the city is calmed down.
I wonder if we could just like save the city and then ask for it as a reward.
There you go.
Here to get it. Oh,
Like-
the city's in turmoil.
Yeah. Like, do we have the option to just like save the city and then, as we're baked in, ask for it?
Know who could tell you that? The, oh my god, I'm gonna keep butchering this name. Figara.
That's correct.
Yay!
Thinking like it's like the marriage of Figaro, but not. As close as I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
This is still better than the last time.
Well, I can't very well do anything here without your help, so I'm following your lead. If you want to get this fancy ice cube, let's go get the fancy ice cube and then move on.
Or we can split the party.
Like, really? Not like me and you can both polymorph, right?
No, but I can
Oh.
dimension door and I can go invisible.
That's true. We could actually be a half decent like infiltration team. Do you want to?
All right, but hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Puck, could you make yourself visible for a moment, please?
Sure thing, boss. The four of you see sitting on Nyx's shoulder all of a sudden shimmer into existence a very diminutive man. Probably about 9 feet tall in total, seated on
9
her
feet?
shoulder. Not,
Wow.
9 inches tall.
Hello.
Okay. About 9 inches tall. Shock of blonde hair. Wearing. It's hard to tell what exactly it's made out of, but some sort of like a vest and trousers, and with a pair of greenish, purplish, pink moth wings extending out of his back.
Oh,
Are those ever pretty?
pleasure to meet you. My name's Norman Goldleaf.
Puck, it's nice to see you, boss.
Nod my head politely.
Puck is one of my closest friends, and if need be, I could probably send him after this fancy ice cube for you, because clearly you didn't know he was here before I said it. And he could grab the ice cube for you while we take care of other business.
How big's the fancy ice cube?
That was the question I was just about to ask.
I can kind of read your mind.
That's true.
You guys are weird, man.
How big was it? I forget.
Big enough.
I'm so sorry.
Well, the full sentence I was going to say there wasn't, which was big enough that we needed 2 hands.
Sorry.
Big enough that he probably can't lift it on his own.
Okay. He also has other skills that might be of use if we do decide to split the party, but I would
Wink.
prefer...
Yeah, I'd rather we didn't.
I would prefer if he was able to stay hidden
Yeah.
and close by, because I can see through his eyes and speak through his mouth if need be.
That's terrifying.
Ooh,
Do you
you can't
remember when we
speak through
first
your
met?
bird's mouth.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we first met? You guys were freaking out about a ghost.
Yeah, there was ghosts there.
I was actually more worried about a goat, but I can.
This guy, right here. He was in the room with you, and I was speaking through him.
Puck waves with a big ass shit-eating grin on his face.
Nice. Nice.
And how long were you in the room for, Puck? Like, did you see my heroics in there, or what?
Define heroics.
Almost dying.
Being beat to death with a yo-yo?
No, don't see that one.
Oh, did we ever identify that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's a weird time to think of that, but
It's a fancy yo-yo.
okay. Well, yeah, straight up, like, game recognized game here. I'm impressed. So how good are you? I'm just gonna go ahead and assume at this point, both of you, at finding magical items.
Looks up at Puck.
Zarn, I guess I don't actually know if he's got it prepared, but I know he has a spell that is good at finding magical items.
I remember using it through the streets.
Yeah, we were running through the sewers with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that spell, by any chance, detect magic?
No, it is locate object.
Ah, that one, yes. You're right. Well, I can tell when things are magical. I can give you that much.
Zarn always has it prepared, he said.
Zarn is
Nice.
always prepared, like a Boy Scout.
Zarn is definitely the Swiss Army knife of clerics.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys doing? What's the plan?
I've laid out some of my cards for you to see. Use them as you will.
Good
mean,
thought, Zarn. Good thought.
I don't know where anything is in this city. I mean, the plans that have been laid out are good plans, but I wouldn't know where to make the first step.
On the way in, how bad did the fighting look?
Define what you mean.
Did it look like the militia or the cops or whatever we call them, like the Wyvern Riders? Did it look like they were losing?
It was difficult to tell. It seemed fairly evenly matched. And so here's the other thing you guys know. It's been at this point about 10 or 11 days since the invasion in Corellendale. And based on what Nyx told you, all of the invasions happened at the same time. And actually, you had that corroborated with Cinder
with
and
Cinder.
Arilax.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to.
So you gather this has been going on for a while. You don't know if it's been like constant warfare, which seems a little weird, but it's, I guess, possible. But there has been fighting happening with no clear winner for about a week and a half.
Okay.
Or so you can surmise.
Do we
Okay,
have
well-
any reason to imagine that tieflings are going to have reinforcements? I'm asking this to the party. Because, like, we can do this, and we could go in and steal this thing. But that's gonna mean that 5, I think I can safely call us massively awesome fighters, are not there to throw our weight onto either side.
Well, to be fair, we haven't been here for 11 days, so what's a couple more hours?
I think it also depends on how quickly word of Corellendale will reach the main
That's
hub
true.
of the rebellion.
Also, if we screw up and don't get the Evermelt, chances are that when we get arrested, they'll just send us right to the people we want to see anyhow. So it's like kind of win-win.
I would rather not start an alliance with people to try and free the city of the rebellion off on the foot of, we tried to steal from you.
What kind of weird thinking is this? Bizarre. I don't understand you.
Oh, what have I gotten into? Okay! Let's go get this fucking ice cube and just see what happens.
Yeah.
If we don't get the ice cube, Zarn will be very upset.
Okay, you guys
Try
are
this
heading-
once, and then we go out and help people.
Okay, Zoran pipes up. Do you want me to cast
Yes.
locate object on it, or are we just gonna go look?
Very much yes.
Oh,
Less time
go back
wasted.
invisible.
Sure thing, boss. He disappears. Okay. Okay, locate object. I'm looking up the spell, sorry, because I'm not as familiar with all of the bullshit Zarn can do, because fucking clerics. Okay. Okay. Zarn sits down and focuses for a second. Shut up, damn it, Mike. I think it locates an object, you motherfucker.
It's not
Anyway, so Zarn sort of sits or stands rather, and thinks for a moment, casting his spell. And then he opens his eyes. I can't sense it nearby. Is the college within about 1,000 feet of here?
It
Free.
is, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I can't That's it.
God damn it.
It might not be there, or it might not.
Yeah, there it is.
It might be protected or shielded from divination in some way. I don't know.
Or someone already found it and they've moved it.
Well, we gotta go check. What
So
if
let's do it.
they've got a counterfeit?
That would be fucking amazing.
I know.
First off. And second, that we can just ask for it. Like, very nicely. After we become big damn heroes and save everybody.
Here's a question. If we get it, what are we doing with it?
Keeping it?
Put it in the bag of holding and just hang on to it for
Because we
seven or so
need
levels.
other things. That's just one of several things we need.
We're moving there as we're talking.
Yes,
right?
we're walking while we're
Okay,
talking.
guys.
As always.
We always walk and talk.
Yeah.
And bicker.
We also need a lever. And then we gotta find some shit.
And a cup.
And a bowl, yeah.
And then some weird interdimensional space.
Yeah, I feel like that's a later us problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's head over that way then. Wait, we're already walking. Why am I saying that?
Started walking. Okay, so you guys continue walking towards the College of Architecture and History, correct?
Correct.
And we're walking. Who said the tours were canceled?
And Norrin, you've seen this before. You've never really known.
Yeah, I'm giving the full taking
you're walking backwards and all that.
taking your Oh yeah, like when you take your parents to your university on graduation day, you're showing them around.
Yep. So this is another, of course.
This is this is a place over here. I passed out over there, and that's a sign I peed on once.
This is the first time I kissed a halfling.
Yep.
Anyway,
This is where I met my first girlfriend. This is where she broke up with me, slightly down the road.
yeah.
They weren't
Not
on
too
the
far
same
off.
day, but you know,
Are you sure?
it was like 6 weeks,
Uh-huh.
4
Hey.
weeks.
Okay, for it. So you guys get to the building, the college, and it's interesting. It is a large and wide sort of tower. It looks to have at least 9 or 10 sides, probably symmetrical in shape. So from what you can tell, maybe nonagonal or decagonal, excuse me. Shut up, you motherfucker.
There it is.
Yep. You're not sure specifically. And then extending from sort of one side with smaller, and again, on each corner of the building, these massive trees that grow up, merged in with the sandstone walls. You see sort of an addition to it off on one side of a perhaps 2 or 3 story building, half the height maybe of the tower itself, that is fairly long and extends for a ways. And that section of the building is the museum, Bree. There is a door on the base level, approximately sort of at the center of one of the long sides of this building.
So it's down here.
Lead the way.
Mhm.
You guys just going to the front door?
Can we check the door to make sure it's not trapped?
You can make an investigation check.
Hey Carter, you're also good at finding shit. You want to help me with this?
This is so for what it's worth, let me describe. This is it looks like a stone door, actually carved with the same material as the walls around it, with sort of inscriptions and art that appear to be you're not sure exactly what they are. There's writing in multiple languages, for those of you who read the different languages on it, which there's multiple, so each of you generally can read at least one of them, it all basically says something along the lines of history is doomed to repeat itself for those who do not learn. In multiple languages, there is, and there's just sort of general art and sort of geometric patterns across it. There's no trap on this door.
Oh, good. I opened the door.
Okay, you swing the door open and you make your way into the excuse me. You make your way into the interior, and as you walk in here, the floor is a lush dark green carpet, and you can see up. The light in here is a little dimmer than it was in the other building, and as you look up, sort of at the roof, I guess the ceiling in here, you can see all the branches of the trees actually extend from the corners to form the ceiling of this floor. And intertwined among the branches and the leaves are small, dimly glowing crystals that seem to provide all the light in this room. The air here is dry, and it smells like books and wood. It's interesting. It smells like nature, but cleaner in a way. It's hard to describe. It's not a smell it's not two things you've ever put together before. It smells very elven. As you walk in, there is effectively you walked into a small sort of atrium, as it were. There's a few pieces of art, some paintings, a sculpture in the center, a couple of vases and a weapon, sort of hanging on the walls or standing in various alcoves. There is a pair of double doors across this sort of ovoid atrium from you, and off on one side is a small kiosk with an elven individual sitting behind it, with auburn hair.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the museum. All five of you entering?
Yes.
All right, that'll be 15 gold then.
I'm an alumni. Do I get a discount?
Do you have your card?
1 second. Look in the back.
You didn't
No.
graduate. You don't have a card.
No, I don't. It's fine. I'll pay the full price. God, 2 credits away from graduating. Thank you. I'll take the 15 out of the bag of holding.
Okay.
Or more accurately, I'll take 12 out to pay for everybody, and then take 3 out of my own to pay for me. Because having 1812 in the bag is bothering.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Is there anything any questions you have for me? Have you been here before?
Yes.
All
I
right.
have.
We have. We know our way around, and we do a...
I know
Like
somebody
one-
who works here too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we totally do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Indira something.
Yeah, she's a
She hunts treasures.
professor of archaeology at one point.
You guys should both know it's Inderel Shandar.
Yeah, I
That's
was
it.
coming to it.
You know Professor Shandar?
Yes.
She's a professor.
How's she doing?
Yes.
No, she didn't share
I'll
that.
be honest, I've never met her. She's been out on expedition for my entire term here. Still is.
Yeah,
She's quite a
sounds
name
alright.
in these parts, though.
Oh, that's good.
She adventured with us for a while,
Oh,
and then she went
Yeah.
off to find something else.
you must be very lucky. She's
That's one way to describe us.
huh.
Better
Fair.
lucky than good.
In any case, it's nice to see someone taking an interest in this, especially given the current state of affairs.
Well, we just want to go visit the Nevermelt because I heard it once in Rillendale.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You're looking for the Evermelt in particular?
Mm-hmm.
We're curious about it, yes.
It's on the second floor if you're looking for it.
Oh, thank you.
If you haven't seen it in the exhibit before.
I haven't actually seen it in this full exhibit. I saw it in the sort of the temporary one at Grellendale.
Oh, I see. Yes, it's on the second floor. You kind of can't miss it once you go up the stairs.
Fair enough. Is there anything like really sort of elaborate to the display? Like, how is the whole display funded? Like, is there like a giant plaque of names that I should be reading when I get up there?
There's a plaque with the discoverers' names on it.
Oh,
But
fantastic!
other than that, just a description of what we know of it, which is precious little.
Got any other interesting artifacts in here?
Well, I think all of them are interesting, but of course I do.
Man after my own heart.
Looking.
History.
My damn notes.
This gives me like a random question, but in your like studies here, have you read anything about like a bowl that never
That's
fills?
the notes I'm trying to find.
It's in the bag of holding.
Oh, is that where
There's a
that
note
is?
for it in the bag of holding. I put things that I want to remember in there.
A bowl that never fills?
Yeah, I heard a story when we were down in Dragonics that there's this guy who was talking about this like super cool bowl that they used to use in like rituals where they would put it underneath waterfalls at a time the drink book came out.
We get around. We hear
I'm
weird
not
things.
familiar. You said in Dragonics, though. Was this a...
We heard the story from a traveler in Dragonics.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, we were wondering if maybe you guys had heard of it at the museum here,
Nothing
or...
I've heard of personally, but that doesn't mean someone else hasn't. You might speak with one of the professors, perhaps?
Yeah, fair enough. For you know professors here that would be useful for this, right? I didn't really study in the history department.
Well, I don't know. They told me I was dying, so I don't really trust them.
She got better. So is it just like self-guided? Like we just go by ourselves?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely. You can walk around freely.
Oh, fantastic. I'll walk in on my way by. I'll give him a point and have a luminous day, and then just walk in.
The same to you. Okay, and so you guys make your way in. So you go through the double doors and find yourself in the expansive first floor of this museum as part of Belligal University. The first floor contains many artifacts and objects, some mundane, some magical, weapons, armor, art, pieces of buildings and sculptures from ancient cultures. You even specifically see off in the corner what looks to be a piece of vegetation of some kind that they have brought in earth to plant it in. They're all in sundry here just on the first floor.
I know we're on like a time crunch, but I definitely plant.
You're gonna go look at the plant?
Absolutely. I'm not getting close to it because I'm worried it's gonna eat me, but
as you
close
go
enough to
over,
read the plaque.
yeah, there's a plaque that's written in Elven and Common.
Oh, I speak both of those.
Yeah, it says the same thing. It mentions specifically that this plant was recovered from the Sistara swamps. It is was a clipping taken with the blessings of the Abyssus society there. It is a plant that it plays an important part in their worship of one of their gods.
Neat. Part of me wants to ask about the box decks you have for everything else in the museum, but I feel like for the sake of time,
I would murder you.
I know.
So you guys make your way up the stairs to the second floor, and true to their word, as you walk out onto the second floor, right in the center, with tons of space around it, is a single exhibit. There are others off to the sides, of course, but clearly the centerpiece of effectively the museum is the Evermelt. The same as 3 of you have previously seen it.
And it does look the same.
It looks exactly the same so far as you can tell. There's a small pedestal, perhaps a foot on each side, square and rectangular, that's about 3.5, 4 feet in the air. Hovering about 6 inches above it is a piece of translucent blue ice, shaped almost like a thick stalactite. And as you watch and listen, every so often, a single drop of water splashes onto the surface below and then vanishes.
I feel like that would be really good as a torture device.
That's a weird thing to think of first.
You think of things like that when you're, in a rebellion.
Because we
Oh,
mostly
yeah,
thought it would
when
be
you're
great in a
rebellion.
drink.
The other things that you notice after you look away from the artifact itself, first off, there is a glass case around it, similar to the one that was in the MEA. Second off, about 4 feet away from it is basically a privacy fence of sorts. It's a handrail. It's only about 3 or 4 feet tall, but like you would see at a lot of museum exhibits, sort of that are like, so you can't get close enough to touch it without intentionally climbing over the rail type scenario, right?
Or slightly ducking my head.
Oh, well, yes, for you, that. There's sort of a rail like that to sort of give people an idea of the distance at which they should stand from it. There is also a plaque. There's actually a few sections of the plaque around here. And you also see on this floor, there's a few other people milling about. About 3 or 4 looking at the Evermelt, and a couple others in the museum, just sort of looking at other exhibits.
Huh.
So
What
how
sort
do you
of
propose to
security
take this out?
precautions are there?
What?
Security precautions.
Well, so from what you can tell from looking, there's the glass case and the rails. Would you like to look at anything else? And if you're looking for security precautions in particular, actually, as you sort of turn around and scan the room, you do actually notice that flanking the staircases are a pair of guards.
Okay. But I'm also really interested in why Zarn spelled it.
Nyx is gonna cast Detect Magic.
You cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
First off, like 80 things in this room light up.
Mm-hmm.
There are several sources of magic, including the Evermelt itself, in the center of the room near the Evermelt.
Yeah.
You gather that there are distinctly some.
Do you mind if I say that was cast as a ritual, by the way? If they're okay with chilling for that long? Or... That takes 10 minutes, doesn't it? Never mind.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
After you finish casting Nyx, you feel someone walk up behind you and sort of clap you on the shoulder. Excuse me, miss.
I'm sorry?
Can we ask you to refrain from the use of magic in this building?
Of course, I'm sorry. I was not informed that...
Look around and find one of the guards standing behind you.
I was not informed that was a thing in here. I'm very sorry. I won't do it again.
It's fine. Probably just an oversight by the individual at the front.
My sincerest apologies.
Thank you very much. And she turns around and makes her way back towards the entrance.
However, I can still see shit for up to 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, you cast your spell already. It's still doing
Yeah.
the thing.
Mostly I'm just trying to see if like there's some kind of magic field around the Evermelt.
There's a couple, like 3.
Cool. Can I make Arcana checks or an Arcana check or whatever? Just
I
what
will
kind?
let you make an Arcana check here.
Hey!
Okay, with that, you can tell that there is a couple of things. There's definitely something that's blocking divination magic, which explains why the locate object spell didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that will prevent physical access beyond the actual physical barrier. There's an arcane barrier that prevents physical access. And you can also tell that there's some sort of barrier that will prevent any teleportation or translocation spells from working on the objects within it or creatures. And finally, you can tell that there is an alarm spell set up around this.
Beautiful. So she's going to just kind of like sidle over to whoever's closest to her and just kind of mutter all of this information, just kind of like, you know, as if she was just observing and making, you know, comments about such a piece.
Tell me who you're telling.
Probably Zarn, since he was the one that was doing the
Okay.
nation magic and it didn't work. So
He nods. Naturally. Oh, something else that you noticed, Nix, when you did the detect magic, is that a lot of these guys' weapons and shit lit up, including Zarn's shield. And his helm.
And my arm.
Yeah, and Norn's arm, actually. Norn's right arm does light up.
decked out.
These guys are
shit.
fucking
Damn.
loaded with magic shit.
Yeah, we're kind of stacked on that.
Her
Pretty cool
opinion is now
outfit
doing
as
like a
well.
180.
My stuff's all normal.
You're wearing a robe of stars, Bree.
Also, Bree,
Your
you
entire
are
body
magic.
glows.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you are magic, so like just radiating it.
I forgot about the robe.
So
I
yeah,
was looking at all my mundane weapons that I never use.
that opinion about, you know, you guys just being bumbling idiots. Well, the bumbling part maybe, idiots maybe, but at least you decked out to shit. Holy fuck.
They are head to toe magic bullshit.
God damn.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just swoon just a little bit. And then we're good.
Wink! Arcane wink!
Oh my god.
Nix, you should also note, you're not certain that you caught everything.
Cool. So yeah.
Nora's gonna sidle over. So do we just like jump for it or what?
I mean, if you want to die.
Only on Tuesdays.
That's tomorrow.
It's Thursday
I was
today.
kind of
we're
hoping
good.
he was going to say only on Mondays.
No, I love Mondays.
No, Tuesday's when you have the D&D hangover.
Yeah. Monday's the best. I get the best cases of the Mondays.
But yeah, she'll relay everything to Norin as well.
Okay, cool. I don't know why you added that purple monkey dishwasher thing on the end, but okay. Specific joke for a specific type of person.
Two
I sidle
that
over
are
to Carter,
perfect to use, aren't
tell him the same thing. And then presumably also sidle over to Bree.
you guys managed, over the course of the next few minutes, you guys managed to spread the information of, holy shit, there's a lot of magic wards around this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
God,
an open
paranoid
offer.
much.
I'd like to point out that we do still have the option. Ooh, that's a beautiful piece. That's a beautiful composition of that painting over there. We do still have the option of trying to like ask politely.
Yes.
Who are you?
Do you really think
What
we
did you
we
do?
I'm
just-
your conscience, Bree.
Is Norin
You-
someone who's been informed that there's five
Five separate layers of
magic protection?
fucking protection on this thing. Otherwise, I would just jump through with the bag of holding out and try to just scoop it out like a fish in a net.
And they're not gonna give it to us.
We can borrow it.
Either way, I don't think we're getting it today.
Yeah, that's probably
That's a
reasonable.
fair point.
Let's head back out and see if we can stop more people from getting murdered.
Nick's like, finally.
And she just turns
Stopping
around,
murder is my favorite thing.
goes over to the guard and says, "Thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely day," and walks down the stairs.
No. A luminous day.
Thank you.
Keeps walking down the stairs.
Norrin stops on the way
Right,
down to admire a nice statue that's on the edge of the stairs. He stops for a second to take a look at it, really admire it.
Carter works up from
Then
behind
he
him.
notices
puts
everybody's gone and he's talking.
Carter makes sure he's the last one out, and seeing Norrin stop, just walks up from behind him, puts a hand on the swall of his back, and just pushes and just keeps walking.
And so the five of you walk outside of the museum, back onto the streets of Laredo, intent on hopefully stopping some murders. And with that, we'll end tonight's session. Welcome to Laredo, everyone.
You
Elves.
city.
Hashtag elves.
Yep.
Elves is hell up in here. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. We will not be
literally
having an
always do.
episode next Monday because I will
Aw.
be in Las Vegas.
Right.
But
Oh, right, it's Labor Day.
Yeah, it's Labor Day. But the
Sick.
following Monday, we will be back on September the 11th, I believe.
It is.
Well,
I just have to write out my whole schedule this year. It's 9/11 on Monday.
This episode has been brought to you by Brax Candy Corn.
Also,
Oh, man.
Target brand gummy bears.
Ew.
also all dressed potato chips because I had that earlier.
And
And Cozy
That's a
Shack
big-
rice pudding, because that's what I've been eating.
dude,
That's
I
a big
agree.
bag,
Candy corn's
by the way.
disgusting.
I agree as well.
Yeah, I'm with all of everybody else here.
I'm with Zarn.
I fucking hate candy corn.
Gross.
See,
Like, I'm
I
sure
thought they were
it's-
gonna be the maple
There's at
goodies.
least somebody with it, but that's not my speed.
The Maple Bitties?
Maple nut goodies.
Yeah, those are
They're
super
like
good.
little discs of like maple like fudge wrapped around like a piece of nut. It's so
Yeah, they're fucking
good.
That sounds
amazing.
good.
They're
Oh,
really goddamn good.
I don't think they have those here.
yes, they do because I grew up with them.
Oh, but in any
Oh.
case, thanks everyone for watching very much. And
Yeah, we're gonna keep this argument going when we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about candy after we kill the stream. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks, and for those Americans in the audience, a wonderful Labor Day weekend. If
Hey, we have Labor Day in Canada too.
Labor Day in Canada.
Is it on the same day?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, hey. So American and Canadian audiences then.
September long weekend, baby.
Be inclusive.
I get an extra day off before I have to start teaching. God help me. Which is good, because that means you don't have to hear me on first day back at work nightmare face.
So audio.
Oh, I'm not gonna sleep for like 3 days.
Oh, totally.